What's up, everybody? Welcome to Podcast Now. I'm Alex, and in this video, I want to talk about the push to get the Amazing Spider-Man 3 started. It's happened online, on Twitter, mainly. Actually, maybe only on Twitter at this point. Obviously, the petitions and just the push to have Sony to bring back Andrew Garfield, right, and to make the Amazing Spider-Man 3. Now, there is, I would say, some backing to at least him returning, right? Maybe not necessarily for The Amazing Spider-Man 3, but I kind of want to make this almost a dual video because we have heard from several, actually, right? One of them is a very good Reddit leaker. He got pretty much the entire plot of No Way Home right many, many months ago, and he had said, even a couple days ago, that, don't be surprised, if Andrew and Toby come back in some capacity for like a cameo, maybe for like a Secret Wars thing, and then B, Andrew Garfield may actually be in more than one thing. So maybe not just Secret Wars, maybe Now, he didn't say some of the stuff, but he did say that, Andrew Garfield could be back for multiple Marvel projects. So in my opinion, that would be Secret Wars, that'd be Doctor Strange. That's at least the two that I can think of right off the top of my head. And then what they do with him after that, I don't know. Toby is a little bit different, right? Older. I don't know if he would even want to do more things himself for, like, say, a Spider-Man 4. But obviously then there's the push for The Amazing Spider-Man 3. Now, does it make sense? It actually does. It would make sense. They've introduced the idea, right, that maybe even he could be the mentor for Miles. You don't even have to have Tom Holland's Peter do it. If you didn't want to, you could easily have Andrew Garfield. You have really some, and I've talked about it in videos too, you have some weird continuity things now where, in a way, I don't think Gwen's dead anymore, okay, based off of the ending of No Way Home. And there's similar things that actually happen, I believe, in Tobey Maguire's universe with, like, Harry Osborn. I don't believe he would have died either based off of the events of these movies. So I do think it's, now, do you bring back Gwen Stacy? No, not necessarily with Emma Stone, but I do think there's backing. You also have them dropping the hints of, like, Andrew Garfield Spider-Man saying, like, I want to fight an alien in No Way Home. And Daniel Richtman, who's a very, I guess, pretty darn reliable. Some things he's said haven't come true yet, and I'm very much waiting on those things to come true, but he is highly respected, and even he kind of dropped a hint that, that line in particular, the whole that he wants to fight an alien thing, Marvel has a way of, kind of giving, I guess, conclusion to those kind of statements. So that would almost hint at maybe Venom would be going back to his universe. Venom wouldn't be going back to. So, it's pretty, the possibilities are open. I mean, really, you would have him being able to come back, and you could have Venom in his movie. So you could have him fight Venom or do the black suit with him. You could do him with Miles. You could do both. You know what I mean? So you could do really a lot with him. And I do think no matter what, No Way Home gave him a sense of, like, renewal, right? Like, it brought him back. It gave him the energy that he kind of needed. Not like Andrew Garfield, because his performance, I think, has always been, honestly, top tier. Maybe better than the other two. But it gave literally the character a sense of renewal, right? That he's back in it, and he's ready to go. And it's almost like that's kind of it's more than just a one-dimensional thing. It's also that for, like, us, the audience, like, yeah, you really give this character new life. You make him, I don't know, likable for those that didn't like him, if there was even those people in the first place, which I guess I do think there were. But I really think he stood out majorly in No Way Home in a good way. He really, I think, stole pretty much every single scene he was in. So I 1,000% want him back. I don't care in what capacity we get him. We know that Doctor Strange 2 just finished, I believe, right? Reshoots, in which the rumor is they were doing it on purpose to add a lot of cameos because of Spider-Man. So like, they knew, right, that kind of fan service thing would work. So I would not be surprised at all if he appeared in Doctor Strange 2. In fact, I would almost, well, I don't guarantee things, but I would almost guarantee it, considering all the stuff that's been happening. And then after that, Secret Wars seems pretty likely. It just makes the most sense. It also makes the most sense, I guess, to bring back both of them. And again, there's been people that are highly respected that have said, that both of them will be back. So I think that is a good time for that. And then for The Amazing Spider-Man 3, I mean, I think it's way more likely than, like, a Spider-Man 4 with Tobey. But I just, and I'm sure people have opinions on this both ways, and it's totally cool if you disagree, right? There's going to be people that say, you can do this because, well, one of the reasons is it wouldn't confuse fans. I think, I don't know, I'm kind of in the middle. I do think there is a big group of fans that would not be confused by it whatsoever. But I also think we're maybe giving too much credit to people, and maybe that's a pessimistic point of view. But I do think it would get confusing to some. And I don't know how much Sony and Marvel, and it wouldn't even be like a Marvel thing. It actually would be mainly, but it interferes with Marvel in a way. You know what I mean? Because now there's like 2 Spider-Men going on at the same time, but like Tom's could potentially be part of both, you know what I mean, with Venom, but then you'd also have Andrew. So you know, it is definitely like a Sony thing, but it's also a Marvel thing, I would argue, and technically Sony and Marvel have the collaboration with Tom Holland's Peter anyway, so, you know, I think it depends on how much they value the group of people that would get confused by it happening. Now, I'm not saying that's like the only, you know what I mean, only reason why it would or wouldn't happen. Like, who's the director? Who would be producing these movies, right? Would everybody that you would need to come back, which, granted, wouldn't be that, really, you would just at least need Andrew to start, and then anybody else afterwards, right? But, like, who would you be able to get back? Who would you want to get back? What's the story there? There's obviously other logistics there, but I think one of the bigger ones would also, maybe even the biggest one, would be, you know, would they be comfortable having there be more than one? Now, you could argue, like, Into the Spider-Verse, you know, because, like, if they introduce Miles within the next, and, you know, because Into the Spider-Verse is a one movie right now, but obviously the second one is part 1 of part 2, so they're doing 3 in all. So, I mean, will there be overlap between Into the Spider-Verse and when they introduce Miles live action? Not necessarily, but, like, Into the Spider-Verse is a very popular thing that's been in a lot of people's minds, so that will be there. So will people get confused there? So if people don't get confused with that, would they get confused with 2 Spider-Man? And technically, Spider-Man is in Miles Morales, you know what I mean? So it's interesting. I would overall say, I mean, is this like a Snyder Cut thing? I kind of feel like it almost is, and it would need to have that kind of impact in order to make it happen. But I would also say I'm not expecting it. I guess to come clean, I don't think we will get, or at least I'm definitely not expecting to get, The Amazing Spider-Man 3. But I fully expect Andrew for sure to be in more than one thing, and Toby to be in at least one thing. That's what I'm for sure over the next like 5 to 7 years, we will see them again in at least one, and then for Andrew, maybe more than one thing going forward. But in terms of like a singular, you know, or a standalone movie with Andrew, I mean, does it make sense? Yeah, you could definitely make it make sense, and I think it would work. I really think you have enough, you know, ground or enough things, I guess, planned, the seeds are planted to make it work, but I just don't know if they would actually do it. So let me know what you guys think in the comments below. Make sure you're subscribed, bell icon turned on so you know when all these videos go up. Thank you all for watching. I hope to see you all on the next video.